I'm Jill Rappaport.
And my name is Bill Boggs.
And we would like to welcome you to our new show called Future Stuff.
Together, Jill and I are going to take you on a weekly guided tour of the new consumer products that will change the way we live, work, and play in the decade to come. And believe me, 10 years can make a big difference.
Absolutely. But before we tell you about the next 10 years, just think of all the products that have appeared in our homes and offices over the last 10 years.
Gadgets that have become so much a part of our lives that it's actually hard to remember how we lived without them. Each week, we'll introduce you to new inventions that will be available in the not-too-distant future. These will be items that range from the practical to the practically unbelievable.
But more importantly, we will show you how these products work. We'll talk about the pros and cons, meet some of the inventors, plus we'll listen to your opinions about them.
So join us each week as we look at what lies just around the corner, the innovations and inventions that we call future stuff.
Like a machine that can read anything that's printed and say it out loud immediately in a clearly understandable human voice.
I think you'll find this is amazing. This is a Kurzweil personal reader, and this is the script that it was just reading from. This incredible machine was invented by Raymond Kurzweil for people who are visually impaired. Now, it's actually a computer that can very quickly scan a printed page, recognize letters, form the letters into words, figure out how to pronounce the words, and then read them out loud with the proper punctuation. For example, suppose you wanted some Stephen King. This is Pet Sematary. Well, you would put the novel in there. Now listen.
Something was coming. Lewis came to a total halt, listening to that sound. That inexorable, approaching sound.
Isn't that amazing? This machine is actually reading a novel.
Simply giving up.
All right, enough. Suppose you wanted to lighten up with something that your 4-year-old would like. So, fairy tales. Same procedure. Now you can hear some of the reading machine's 9 speaking voices. Listen.
A papa bear.
A mama bear.
Amazing.
And a baby bear.
Oh, Bill, love those fairy tales. And did you know that Stevie Wonder has one of those machines? You know, there are books and magazines that have come out in Braille or audio versions, but now with the Kurzweil personal reader, most printed material is accessible to the blind without having someone read it to them. Now, the machine costs $12,000, but there are companies that are making loans available.
Well, our guest today on Future Stuff has made something available to help people. He's come up with a revolutionary self-defense tool that he says is better than mace and safer than a gun. I'd like you to meet the inventor of the Bola snare, Mr. George Washington.
That's right. You heard it right. George Washington. How you doing? Come on. Is that your real name?
Actually, my real name is Richard J. Washington, but having the last name Washington, over the years I've been called George, and I think half my naval records for that.
You can call me Mr. Bill.
Okay, Mr. Bill.
George, what is the Bola snare and what prompted you to come up with the idea?
Well, basically a Bola snare is this, which is, you see, it's about the size of the average flashlight. It uses a gas to operate it, so thereby it doesn't come under alcohol and tax and firearms. It's less than lethal way to apprehend a person or to temporarily restrain a person.
Well, what does it do? And how do you go about
basically
testing
what it does, point it, pick up your target, press the, and the vial goes forward, hits the V barrel, 4 balls. They've got 10 feet of nylon line, or I'm using dental floss because you can't break it, and it'll go out up to about 35 feet and spin right around a person.
So the person can really be far away.
Yeah.
Well, you've tempted me enough, George. I want to see how this
All right,
works. We ready to try it?
We're going to let you try it.
Okay.
All right, I want to see the Bola snare in action. We've got the perfect subject here, a mannequin mugger.
Well, we usually believe in host involvement, but today the dummy's going to take the abuse, right?
Take a pass on it. So this is a culmination of 10 years' work on your part, the Bola snare. What are we actually going to do? We see this is a menacing target. All right, the guy's over there. He's coming toward us. What's about to happen?
All right. This is already preloaded and set up, but what's going to happen, you're going to propel 4 Teflon balls with 10 feet of dental floss between them.
You can floss the person at the same time. That's great.
You can't break dental floss, and what propels them is a cartridge of nitrogen.
Right, which we don't load now because it's all set up.
It's all set up.
Now, how far away could this
this gentleman
assailant be?
Or whatever, it could be up to 35 feet away. Now, If this person gets in too close to you, all you do is just turn this thing sideways, point it down, and you hit it,
So
and the pressure will...
They can be right behind you.
Right,
and you can quickly
whirl
turn
and hit it.
around.
And then
Okay.
you've got something to wrap him in the head with.
And it's
or
called the
her, or-
Bola snare because it's going to wrap him up like that.
That's right, yes, sir.
Okay, watch out, mugger.
Here we go.
All right, let's take a look. See, this is
Perfect
exactly
shot.
what George said. We've ensnared him with the dental floss.
That is amazing. And you know, ladies, don't underestimate this thing. You see your dream guy walking down the street, zap him, he is yours. It's really great. Thank you so much. You let
Thank
us know
you.
what happens with this great invention,
I
okay?
will.
Thank you, George.
very much.
All right, George.
Okay, now we're going to be back after this break to tell you about more future stuff. We have a car that turns into an airplane.
Come on.
Yeah, it's true. How to be a winner in the sport of the 90s. I wonder what that sport is going to be. Plus, how to improve your child's IQ for just $14.
That's your deal.
We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to Future Stuff. Now, we thought it might be fun to ask some of you on the street what products you would like to see in the future.
Colored three-dimensional images faxed around the world instantaneously.
A teleportation machine.
I'd like to see a glow-in-the-dark tissue box.
Probably a robot that would do fold all the laundry once it comes out of the washing machine.
A drug that induces the learning process.
Environmentally conscious diapers, disposable diapers we got to get rid of, and we got to get back to washable diapers.
I want to see the fax machine where people can go through the fax.
Well, we sure have some wild thinkers out there. Now, if some of these ideas sound a little far-fetched, imagine what our great-grandparents thought about the first cars and planes. And as skeptical as they were about those driving and flying machines at the turn of the century, Molt Taylor is still being stared at in disbelief today when he shows off his car that'll fly. So you pull out of your driveway in your aero car, drive to the airport towing your wings and tail, which weigh about 400 pounds. You follow the simple procedure that turns your car into an airplane, taxi down the runway, and take off. Wow. Now, the aero car would cost, would you believe, $150,000, which may sound like a lot, but try buying a plane and a car for less. As a matter of fact, the Ford Motor Company has expressed interest in the aero car, but the FAA, already concerned about heavy air traffic, is delaying approval.
You know, if you don't want to drive your car to the airport for takeoff, there is another option that you'll have in the future. Paul Muller of Muller International decided to use the principle of levitation and apply it to a mode of transportation, which he calls a levitation vehicle.
Now, just imagine hovering out of your driveway, and instead of getting stuck in rush hour traffic, you simply levitate your car like machine and race past all those earthbound disgruntled commuters. The levitation vehicle is designed to take off from any surface, much like a helicopter. Unfortunately, there are still a few snags. But hopefully they will be worked out in the not-so-distant future. You know, everything changes over the years, including sports. The 70s brought us jogging and racquetball. In the 80s, it was aerobics and triathlons. And now, to improve this skill for what Time magazine calls the sport of the 90s, Bill will demonstrate the ultimate trainer. Take it away, Bill.
Get me to the U.S. Open, Jill, and fast. Well, believe it or not, the sport of the 90s is going to be good old traditional golf. This is called the Perfect Swing Trainer, and it's invented by a golfer named Rich Oley, and it's really very simple. All I have to do is just guide my club along this plastic ring, which happens to be the perfect swing plane for a right-hander who happens to be my height. Each time I swing, I am teaching my body what a perfect golf swing feels like. So when I go out to the golf course, I don't have to take this contraption with me, but my muscles will take the memory of a perfect swing with them. Take it away, Jill.
Oh, Jack Nicklaus has nothing on you, Bill. All right, you thought that was unusual. What do you think this little contraption is?
It's probably used to put some oil in your car.
Straps around your head like this. And you just talk to yourself and you don't want anyone else to hear what you're talking about.
Well, I think this is a way to funnel food into your kid's mouth.
If you're in the subways and it's really crowded and everybody's right up against your face, this is how you breathe.
Well, I think it looks like a musical instrument.
Well, it does sort of look like some kind of musical instrument, doesn't it?
I don't know, I think it looks like a toilet plunger. You know, if you really want to reach out and touch someone, this baby's for you, no pun intended. It's called a pregaphone, and it's for talking to your baby while it's still in the womb. Why would you want to do that, you ask? Well, studies show that babies who were spoken to before they were born actually have significantly higher test scores in early language skills.
Right.
You believe that,
And
right?
I do believe in that, although this started actually as a joke. A business consultant named Dawn Hodson on the West Coast made a pregaphone as a gag gift for a baby shower.
Some gag gift.
And what happens is this actually goes around your waist. And
right.
were you pregnant, this is the way you use the pregaphone. The square root of 16 is 4. Let's continue our mathematical education after this break for the news.
There goes my lunch. Now, we should point out that the fetus doesn't actually absorb the content of what you're saying, just the sounds of your voice. But
that
I
was
know
Daddy talking.
you believe strongly in this, don't you?
Well, I really actually do.
I don't know. You know,
why not?
Look, my cousin, I love you, Lisa. She's going to kill me for this. She has an adorable little boy, but while she was pregnant, she used to place her stomach up to music, okay, up to speakers, and for 9 months used to let that child just be blasted away with the Stones and Bruce Springsteen, and he is a very hyper kid. I mean, I feel bad saying this, but he doesn't sit still, so I don't know about this.
Well, what if it had been Brahms and very soothing music?
Well, maybe, but she
then
didn't
they could never
do
wake
that.
him up in the morning.
Well, the good thing is, as far as I'm concerned, any invention that allows you to talk to something and it can answer back, I love it. Now, you know, the problems really start once the baby's born. You know that right? With the diapers.
Oh, geez, the diapers. What do you want to take? Do you want to take disposable diapers, which we did? Then you don't have to mess with the washing, and you don't have to worry about those so-called safety pins jamming yourself or the baby.
Well, you know, even though some disposable diapers are supposedly degradable, most are not. You may think that you're just tossing them out, but we'll all have to live with them for a long time to come.
Good point.
But there is a compromise solution.
And we
just
happen to have it here.
This is called the Diety Snug. Looks great, doesn't it? It's a reusable, form-fitting cotton diaper that you fasten with Velcro. You see, that's pretty easy to use.
No safety pins.
No dreaded pin here. And in the long run, it's a lot cheaper. Who wouldn't love that?
Good luck, Jill.
Thank you. I'll keep this.
When we return to Future Stuff, we're going to show you a new way to protect yourself and your home from natural and unnatural disasters, and we'll let you in on a great new way to communicate in a foreign language, even if you don't have a way with words. We'll be right back.
Well, now that we've got your attention, welcome back to Future Stuff, equipped with our goggles, which we obviously needed for this little demonstration.
Absolutely, because you've seen a demonstration of a product called Profolon Plus, which is a new product that keeps glass from shattering. This glass shattered on the outside, but here inside your home, you'd be perfectly safe.
That is really amazing. Now, Bill, watch what happens when I swing the bat at a window that has not been treated with Profolon Plus. You ready?
No, I have to go outside and see if it's raining.
What a wimp. All right, here we go.
You know, the Yankees could use you.
How's the weather, Bill? You know, if you were sitting near that window, chances are that you would have been injured by either the bat, the flying glass, or both. Now, maybe you're thinking to yourselves, how often is a bat going to be smashing through my window? But vandalism isn't the only threat. Just ask the victims of Hurricane Hugo in Charleston, or those hit by the earthquake in San Francisco. Yearly estimates show that 250,000 Americans are injured by flying glass.
So the American Armatura Company in Danbury, Connecticut thinks a lot of those injuries could have been prevented if more windows were treated with Profolon Plus. Now, we've added some lines here to show you the product, but usually it's simply a transparent sheet of polyester fibers that is applied to the inside of the windows. Glass that is treated with Profolon Plus is 300% stronger and can be assaulted by anything from a sonic boom to dynamite, which would probably blow up your house, but your glass would be okay.
That's all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
but can anybody at this point get this product?
Yeah, absolutely. So far, Profolon Plus has only been sold commercially, but it should be available for homes in the next few years. Speaking of other things almost available, those people who were lucky enough or old enough to attend the New York World's Fair in 1964 saw lots of incredible future stuff. One product that captured everyone's imagination and mine back then was the picture phone. You could call someone up and talk to them, and you could see them at the same time. Is this the best?
Great.
You got to try it out at the fair, but here we are 25 years later, and we still don't have picture phones. Before we give you a progress report, let's find out if people even want them.
I answer the telephone in some very compromising situations, and I don't want anyone to see those situations.
I think phone calls are mysterious, and I'd like a little bit of mystery when I'm on the phone. If somebody could phone me up in the bath, you know.
You never really know what somebody is thinking unless you see him.
If I dial the wrong number, I could see if the girl's pretty or not.
I like talking on the phone a lot, and I also like seeing the people I'm talking to.
The pornos, they're going to be using it. I myself, I don't need it.
Is that the greatest? Now, for those of you who do want one,
And I know you do.
in every room, the picture phone or video telephone is on its way, but it's still years from being a household item. You see, a company called UVC in Irvine, California, has figured out a way to send video through the standard telephone line, but the system would cost $17,000, and it would require 2 phone lines and a computer at each end. Plus, its visual quality does need a little improvement. So you're safe at least until 1995, but when it comes out, I'm the first in line.
$17,000 to talk to you first thing in the morning?
Maybe it's not worth it.
We'll see. By the way, if you're going to the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, Spain, you may be interested in this next gadget.
What do you got?
Watch. Okay. Good evening. What is your name?
Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo se llama usted?
That's great.
Right, watch this. Please call me a taxi.
Llámeme un taxi, por favor.
There you go.
You know, call me stupid.
No, I don't want to do that.
Thank you. Doesn't somebody on the other end have to have one of these to communicate back to you in English?
Well, I suppose that is a minor problem,
Just a
unless the
minor
person does
problem.
have a Spanish to English translator, and I'm sure they probably will one day. But in the meantime, this is a great beginning. This machine is called the Voice Explorer 2000. It costs $2,300. It's available in French, German, and Italian. What it does is it instantly translates what you say in an accent that 99% of native speakers can understand. And for the 1% that doesn't understand it, it prints out the translation. And when we come back, we're going to introduce you to a time-saving interior decorating device. Then we'll show you how you can convert that saved time into leisure at the races.
Welcome back to Future Stuff. All right, hold on to your couches for this one. How often have you bought a piece of furniture and said, oh, I loved it in the showroom, but I hated it in my living room?
That happened to me once.
Did it? Well, you are going to love this next invention. Here's a way to see how it looks in your home without actually bringing it home.
It's a new computer program called Design and Decorate, and this is how it works.
Okay, let's say you want to buy a sofa. You search through the different styles of sofas available and select the one you want. Next, you look at the various coverings. You get to see what that sofa looks like with each covering. And when you've made your choice, you can tell the computer the shape and dimensions of your living room and actually see how your sofa will look in place.
Then you can add a table and chair, and if you change your mind, you get to move everything around again without breaking your back.
Or breaking up your marriage.
And now, as I promised you earlier, I'm going to show you what you can do with all that time and money that you just saved. And they're off. Hey, wait a minute. What's wrong with this picture? Now look at those jockeys. Aren't they kind of strange? This is robot horse racing, also known as Super Jock Indoor Racing. These jockeys are 22-pound legless robots that are operated by remote control. The operators send signals from a handheld transmitter that controls the reins to make the horse turn, stop, and start. According to inventor Dave Keim, it's sort of like operating a model aircraft, but of course, it's a horse.
Now, you might have noticed that these horses look a little different, too. They're Hackney ponies, and they're bred to be about half the size of thoroughbred racehorses.
It's mind-boggling just how many new inventions are about to be sprung on us. And when I think about how they're going to change our lives, it is really like science fiction becoming science fact. And it makes me very optimistic about the future.
Wait till you see what we have in the weeks to come. We are going to introduce you to the 3D fax machine, a pill that prevents cavities, something I desperately need, a robot dog, and a bathing suit that changes color with your mood.
So, thank you for watching us. We'll see you next time on Future Stuff.